I'm going to upset some people with this video, I believe, but the 2023 KX we just fixed, it's going all back to stock, and I think it's time to move on. I got new grips coming. I'm going to remove the hand guards, stock plastics back on, stock seat. But here's the thing. If I don't sell it, I think I'm going to leave it stock and just put it away for a while. It's been a really good bike. I have no issues with it. So let's convert her back. Man, I apologize being shirtless, man. It don't get too hot in PA, but it gets humid. So humid. As you can see, I got this side semi-polished. I don't want to try to do this like a Honda, and I'm not taking everything off and polishing this frame, but I want to sharpen it up so I can sell it. Time to do the other side. Really. Myzak here in a shirt this time. I do want to show you guys how those extensions, I know that you guys close to me have seen them and how they're rigged up, but those actually aren't KX extensions on that bike. And I do want to go over that, but I am getting stuff ready to grill tonight. I'm going to grill steaks, and I'm actually going to grill this corn. So I'm going to wrap it in foil. And I'm not a big one to get all this silk off of here. I'm not too worried about it. It don't get stuck in your teeth that bad, and it burns up when you cook it. But that's what I'm doing right now. I have my steaks marinated in my own private marinade. That's whatever. One thing I got good at was grilling steaks and how long to do them. How I prepare them as far as marinades and stuff, that changes. But yeah, let's get this corn in and wrap it up. They want you to rub this butter on. Ooh, all right, I will pull some more of that silk off. I'll take a chunk of butter and my hands, because I don't care. Rub this all over this. And then that's a good bit. Oh, need paper towels. But I am going to leave half of this pat in here. Hang on to that. Like I said, I'm a very crude cook. I don't mean to make this a cooking channel, but you got to eat while you're doing this stuff. We'll put a lot of pepper. Well, if it comes out, I might be. Oh no, we got some in there. Cover it in salt. My fork or my knife out of the way. A pat of butter is in there. Wrap it this way. Get everything shook in there. Do that. Do that. And that's ready to cook. I'm going to do that for the other 4 or 5 here. Got some Cub Cadet parts given away here, hopefully this afternoon, but I cut down some trees right here and they're in the way. I'm going to see if I can bulldoze them out of the way, make a path back there. looked like I had no idea what I was doing when I started here, but I knew it wasn't that bad. There wasn't much in it. Just like those limbs and stuff there, I was able to push them out of the way. Now we got a clear path back to them cup. Just a cup deck and wow. Over yonder hoot, we got our grill preheating. Fancy brand new grill, right? We have our corn here. It's loaded, ready to go, as I showed you. We have some slightly pre-cooked mushrooms. I saute them in a pan a little bit, but I'll throw those on the grill. And I have steaks here. They're getting up to room temp. They've been marinated in the fridge all day, and now they've been out for probably 20 minutes. I'm gonna just let them get basically just cool to the touch before I grill them. Now, got the grill heated up. One burner with lava rock in it, because I flipped it over in a fit of rage before. The messy wide angle lets you see how it really goes down. Look at that. Stock stuff going back on. This bike is still beautiful. Yeah, we have a little wear in the seat. I mean, there's some scratches. One thing I'm a little upset about is since this rad's bent, that fender does hit. But this thing is looking so sharp. I got new grips on it. I got the stock stuff back on. I'm not the biggest fan of this dealership, but I have nothing against them as well. It's where this bike was purchased. And all we have to do yet is take all this extension stuff off. Look, black fork guards back on. She's back to stock. Looking good. Okay, last thing to do. Remove these extensions, shorten my chain up, put the stock brake line back on. These are, what is it? Tom Cobb's Industries, so TKI extensions, I think they're called. And these are for, somewhere on the back here it says like YZ, yeah, it says YZF 450, so you know, YZ 450F. Let me see if I can, that's not focusing in where I want it to. But the previous owner, which is actually Ian Stock, who runs in a lot of stuff, his dad or somebody had this milled out here so the sprocket didn't hit here. At the most recent hill climb I did, which I've missed a couple, my big sprocket did hit that bolt and back it out. But what my old boss did, which is Bill at Ebensburg Yamaha, he made this kind of custom for me to work even better. When I put these on, we had a little spacer put, kind of hard to see, but basically made a thicker washer because they're kind of a little wide in the back. So there's a washer here. Well, that's all I ran for a while. Then when Bill got a hold of it, he did the same thing over here. There's actually two washers. But once you did that, now your axle's kind of short, right? So this looks like a weird axle, doesn't it? It's actually a stock axle. He threaded the inside for like a street bike nut, or some kind of nut, maybe a swing arm nut off a street bike, I don't know. And then he put a collar in here. These are spaced out, and this nut actually holds it on, so that way you had enough threads. Since we lost, you know, two washers about that thick on each side, you couldn't get a full nut. Plus it was jammed in here, the nut barely fit in these. So that's how these are mounted on here. They're coming off and they're not going with the bike. And then I have the stock brake line to put back on. You can see once I pull the chain and the wheel, that was the spacer on the one side, like a washer. These two were stacked on this side. And I forgot to mention, he built this little brake stay. So A lot of you guys know that on extensions you don't have a brake stay. You hit the brakes by accident when you're going backwards and yanks your brake line. He made this, and it's obviously, it just missed this hole or something, he said, or there's not a hole here because he thought I was running here. Anyhow, this could be moved back and bolted, and that way your caliper doesn't flip all around. I know when you're hill climbing in competition, you're only going forward and you shouldn't hit your brakes back, you know. But when you're like practicing and when you're like free ride hill climbing and you don't make a hill or whatever you're doing, sometimes you tap that back brake and just everything rotates up. It's a pain in the butt. So this prevents that. And that was Bill that made that for these TKI extensions. That's it. Thanks everyone for watching. She's listed right now on Marketplace for $4,500. We're gonna work on this now. Not in a video or anything, but she snapped a control arm because of all the torque.
So much torque, the chassis twisted coming off the line.
And that's it.